Hi everyone, it's Emily from Go Get 'em Coaching here. Today I wanted to chat to you a little bit about mindfulness as part of a self-care strategy. I spoke to you guys a few days ago about self-care and how this can be the foundation of well-being and the foundation of overcoming stress and overwhelm, as well as anxiety and depression and other emotional difficulties. And mindfulness is a huge part of self-care, and I think it's something that's worth talking about because there's a lot of talk about mindfulness and people have their own unique understanding of what mindfulness is, but mindfulness can be so many different things that I thought it would be worthwhile having a little bit of a chat about the different elements of mindfulness and ways that you can bring mindfulness into your everyday experience in ways that help you to experience improved, enhanced well-being and reduce stress and overwhelm as well. So one of the aspects of mindfulness which people get a little bit confused about sometimes is that it's just a meditation technique, and meditation isn't something that's necessarily for everyone. So sometimes people reject the idea of mindfulness because they see it as sitting down quietly with your eyes closed, meditating and trying to think about nothing. A lot of people have this idea that meditation is about clearing your mind and thinking about nothing, and that's not something that's necessarily, it doesn't necessarily accurately capture what mindfulness is, but it's also not necessarily something that's helpful for everyone to sit quietly and meditate. So I guess what I wanted to chat to you about today is really the foundations and fundamental principles behind mindfulness and ways that you can use mindfulness in a unique, like using it a unique approach that works specifically for you and your own unique personality traits. So for instance, as I said, there is the structured mindfulness meditations, and I'll go through some examples of ways that you can find resources to support that kind of structured meditation practice. But mindfulness is also about being present in the moment, and it's something that you can do every day in your everyday activities that doesn't actually require that structured mindfulness meditation practice. So what I wanted to do is go through the different elements of mindfulness and the ways in which you can use it uniquely to support your own way of finding peace of mind and well-being. So first of all, just touching on the structured approaches. So as I said, the structured approaches are really based around mindful meditations, which are often guided meditations. So it might be that you utilize an app which helps you to actually do a meditation. People often find the apps that are around these days are very helpful because they talk you through the process and help you to sort of stay on track and remain focused in the meditation. Sometimes if you're doing a meditation yourself without any guided meditation, you can tend to drift off and your mind wanders, and you lose sight of what you're actually doing. Sometimes you fall asleep, that sort of thing. So there's a number of apps which can be really helpful, and I often suggest to people that they give them a bit of a go, try different ones until they find something that resonates with them. One of the first apps that I often recommend to people is Smiling Mind, which is an Australian meditation app, and it has a range of different meditations which you can utilize. So when you download the app, it's a free app. You download the app, you can try a 5-minute mindful body scan, and it gives you a bit of a sense of what to expect from the app itself. So it's just one example. If it's something that you like, you can sign up for the app. So you put in your email address and you put in a password, and it then opens up the program so that you can access lots and lots of meditations. So this can be really useful for adults, for leaders, for people in corporate environments. It's definitely something that's promoted as a tool to help well-being in the workplace, but it's also a tool that's promoted for children as well. So you'll find in there that you can, if you have kids or if you work with kids, that you can access meditations for children from age 7 to 12 as well. So they've got specific programs designed for kids to support their resilience and wellbeing in the early years as well. So that's a free app. As I said, start with the example, give it a go, see what you think. If you enjoy it, then you can sign up and access lots and lots of meditations and sort of a program. You can either work through the program from one day to the next, or you can just pick and choose meditations which appeal to you and give them a go. So there's some quite short ones. I think there might even be 1 minute meditations that you can access, right through to 20-30 minute meditations in there as well, which are really can be quite useful in particular times. One of the other apps, I've listed them here because there's quite a few, is the Headspace app as well, and you might have seen this advertised. It often comes up. It's been well promoted. I think it's a UK app. It is free, and you can access quite a few meditations and a mindfulness program in there, but it also has a subscription-based element to it. So if you want to access more and more, you can sign up for a paid subscription to access a broader range of meditations through their program. It's something that a lot of people do come to me and say that they really enjoy. It's something that a lot of my clients, when they play around, have found really helpful as well, as an option, alternative to Smiling Mind. The other one is Aware. So Aware is similar to the Headspace app. I'm not sure, it's not an Australian-based app, but it provides a similar kind of mindfulness program with a subscription to access more meditations, if you like, as well. So what the great thing with all these apps is you can try each one and get a bit of an idea of how they work, and then to sort of determine which one is the best match for you and what feels like a good option. The final one that I wanted to mention is Mind the Bump. And this is actually a collaboration between Smiling Mind and Beyond Blue. And it's tailored specifically for expectant parents and new parents. And a lot of the meditations in there are sort of based on an understanding about what contributes to well-being and mental health for parents that are going through some new challenges and new experiences, and so that can be a really useful one too if you're like me, expecting a baby or becoming a new parent. So that's something to watch out for as well, and it's free also. So those are the kind of the main. There's another one called Calm, but it's a paid one. I don't know a lot about it, but I have had people tell me that it's quite a good app as well. So there's an absolute heap of mindfulness apps which you can use that do offer that structured meditation. And the idea behind this is really that you might develop a daily mindfulness practice. So it might be that each morning when you get up that you use a mindfulness practice, whether you have one particular one, like a 5-minute one that you go to each morning that just helps you start the day on a good note, or you try a different one each day and you have a bit of variety in that practice and just foster that sense of presence and that calm to start your day every morning. Now, the other thing I do often say to my clients is that it's useful to think about when is the best time for you. So even though it's recommended and often suggested that people start their day with a mindfulness practice, for other people it might actually be a really useful tool at the end of the day between work and home, for instance. So people might find they've had a really stressful day, they get into their car at the end of the day, and before they drive home, and before they start their car and get driving, that they sit and do a mindfulness practice that helps them unwind and release some of the pressures of the day before they then get home. Alternately, you might use it when you arrive home. You sit in the car for 5 minutes outside before you come in. So you give yourself that little bit of unwind time that then enables you to walk in the door and leave behind some of the stresses and be really present at home. So ultimately, mindfulness as a technique, and whether it be a structured meditation or any other kind of mindfulness technique, is really about allowing your mind to unwind and relax a little bit and let go of some of the previous things that were happening and become really present in that present moment. That's the power really of mindfulness, is that focus and presence in the moment. So that's why structured techniques are just one way of capturing that well-being. There's a lot of other ways that you can use mindfulness as well. So one of the examples is, what I talk about is mindfulness in everyday life. One of the examples is exercise. So for instance, you might go for a run or a walk each day, or you do something like yoga, or you go to an exercise class, or you go swimming. Anything that gets you physical and using your body and taking in sensory information, and something that helps you be present and relax your mind and forget about some of the worries that you have is a mindfulness activity. So exercise is a really good example of this. Anytime that you're out in nature as well, like when you're taking in the sights and sounds and smells around you, without necessarily thinking or worrying about what happened today or what's going to happen tomorrow, that real ability to be present in the moment through sensory types of activities is really powerful. Another example of these, things that you can do at home, so things that don't necessarily require you to go out for a walk or whatever, things that you can do within the home. Cooking is an example of a really powerful mindfulness activity. It's very sensory. You've got lots of different textures, and it's hands-on. It's very sensory in the smells that you have and in the flavors that you put into your food. It enables you sometimes to have that, however long it takes you, for some people that love cooking, a period of time where you're just really present in the moment and thinking about what it is that you're doing, and less likely to be thinking about what happened today or what's going to happen tomorrow. So that real presence of mind and that taking in all the sensations and sensory input is a very powerful mindfulness technique, which you can use around cooking. You can also use it for things like washing the dishes. When you're washing the dishes, you've got your hands in the warm water. You can feel the feel of the cloth, of the plates in your hand, the warmth and the smell of the dishwashing liquid. It's a very sensory experience, and any sensory experiences are wonderful for finding that sense of mindfulness in your life. Another example, having a shower. So sometimes it can be really useful when you get home from work to change your clothes, have a shower and wash away the day. Having a shower can really ground you in the moment and enable you to be really present. So you've got the smell of that nice body wash that you're using, or the shampoo, and the sensation of the water and the warmth, and that calm kind of relaxing state that you can get into just through being really present in your shower as well. Now I had another one here, activities. So activities is a really powerful one as well. And I've mentioned this in, I think, a few of my videos recently. One of them is playing with kids. Playing with kids is a huge mindfulness activity, because they insist on you being present. They don't, you can't really sit with a child and play with them and be really engaged while your mind is on other things. And so it's a really huge, wonderful opportunity when you're playing with kids, with whoever whether it be at the park or at home or whatever it is. Kids are very present, and they tend to encourage us to be very present as well. So playing with kids is another great example, just being in the moment. Playing with pets, or any time that you spend with your pet, whether you be giving them a bath or brushing them, or just hanging out with them, patting them, all those things are very much about here and now, present moment activities, and hugely beneficial for mindfulness. Quality time with others, and I mentioned this again in the self-care video on Monday, like spending time with your family, with your friends, spending time chatting to people, minimizing the distractions you have. So if you're doing something really structured, like you're sitting having dinner together, or you are going for a walk together, or you're out for brunch, or you're just going out for a few drinks with friends, those types of opportunities enable you to be really present as well, because it's harder for you to have your phone distractions, have the TV going, and it's sort of that sense of zoning out. it really does help to have that social engagement as part of presence and mindfulness as well. Now, the one thing I did want to sort of finish on is that there's, for those of us in this group, and, you know, for those who are watching this who are in leadership, mindfulness is hugely powerful in leadership as well. I'm sorry, I've just got my phone telling me it's running out of battery. I hope it's not affecting the video quality. Mindfulness is hugely powerful in leadership as well, because it enables us to be very self-aware and to be very thoughtful and very present with the people that we work with. So mindfulness in a team context enables people to be very aware about what's happening and very present with the team, with their staff. It enables you to be able to really hear what's happening. It enables you to take a step back and not always jump in and be reactive. It enables you to kind of think about things in more creative ways because your mind is more relaxed and at ease. It's quite a powerful technique in leadership as well. Now, there's a fantastic book called The Mindful Leader, and it's by Michael Bunting. If you're interested in fostering mindfulness within your leadership and mindfulness within your organisation, do give it have a bit of a look and a read. You can access it via Audible as well as, so you can listen to it. You can listen to it, you know, when you're driving to work or whenever. It's got some really fantastic ideas and ways of fostering mindfulness in your everyday life as a leader, but also in the way that you operate in a personal sense as well. So I thought that might be useful to know about. There's lots of other books as well, but I thought I'll start with that one, and we can chat more. There's just so much around these days. Mindfulness is really well recognised and acknowledged as being a fantastic technique, or a fantastic tool in terms of fostering mental health, well-being, and reducing stress and overwhelm, and just really life enjoyment, being able to be present and in the moment and in the flow of life is hugely powerful in itself. So I hope that you've found this video useful. Please let me know if you use mindfulness, what you do use for how you find mindfulness in your everyday life, whether it be a structured meditation or a yoga, or physical activity or whatever it is. Please share something in the comments. I'd love to know how you find mindfulness beneficial in your own life. And yeah, if you've got any questions, please leave them below as well. Lovely to talk to you. I hope that you're all having a wonderful day. And I will look forward to speaking to you again soon. It's Emily Wilkes from Go Get 'Em Coaching, helping you create, lead and live the life of your dreams. I'll look forward to speaking with you again very soon. Bye.